Welcome back, y'all. We live.
Welcome back, man. Motherfuckers.
We back in
What
the
up, y'all?
building after a 2-year hiatus. We missed y'all. We missed coming over here, to tell Bandcamp stories with my brother Ramon, and we back.
Bandcamp stories, my man. David, what was the last time? Last time, right? It was just me and you, talking our shit, and we bring the guests out and do all the shit, But this is 2.0. I think we added a little sauce with my man David. I think we introduced Mr. David Hernandez. I'm sure for everybody who's been following us for a while, been, seeing our growth, been seeing David there. So I think it was a good decision for us to add David. And
What up, everybody? What up?
Yeah, man. Say what's up, man. Introduce yourself. Let them know what you're here for. What your lifestyle be about, my man.
What's up, Happy Munkey people? My name is David. As Ramon said, I'm usually in the cut, but we bringing me to the forefront here. Mm-hmm. Man, I'm king of the side quest. We outside, so I'm gonna
King of the side quest. I like that. That's right.
Then we all know that your vibe attracts your tribe. We got my man Jordan Geraldo over there in the cut, is also down with the team. He's running the tech, the media, and the photography as usual. And, another great addition to the podcast. Also been rocking with us for a minute now, for
Absolutely.
like a year or two. So this is the new podcast dream team here.
That's it. We here, man. My man Jordan, I ain't gonna lie. My man Jordan did me a little quick photo shoot for my birthday, man. My man made me look iconic, my man. I was like, yo, I gave him quick inspiration. I was like, yo, the Tupac with the black, background shade, Bob Marley with the black. He was like, all right, boom, I got you. 2 minutes, get me with the iconic joints. Good looking, Jordan. We back though, man. We haven't been back since when, David?
I checked the date. It was August 11th, 2021.
Woo!
Oh man,
So much has happened since then, and it's like such an honor to be back because we went where, it was all about fun and events, the last time we were on the podcast to now we've had to, get more serious and more business, and it's been amazing, but we haven't been able to touch the people and talk our shit in a minute, so this feels great.
this is kind of our time to kind of like, talk our shit, man, right? So we haven't been here since 2011. That was basically 2021. Van Gogh era, you know what I mean? We just coming off doing the Van Gogh collaboration with the Van Gogh folks. We have been doing events ever since. We did the Symposium this year. We did the Museum of Sex. You know what I mean? We've been doing our events here.
Whoa! Slow it down though. You're jumping over 2 years pretty quickly. Let's start off for the people who don't know. What's Van Gogh era even mean?
Oh, so Van Gogh era for me, right, is the pivot when New York. I think we had about a year of legalization now. You know what I'm saying? People started to come outside now. COVID was kind of, people now fuck COVID. You know what I mean? They're like, we coming outside and we finally, coming to an event, right? And we were able to kind of do a compliant event at the time, which is, that's basically at this point what we've mastered, right? We've mastered to kind of collaborate with people to do these compliant events, and we were able to do a dope ass event with the Van Gogh experience, right? And if anybody's been to the immersive Van Gogh experience, it's this fly ass immersive event of all Van Gogh's art pieces and all his the sunflower stuff and all the Starry Nights and all the shit, all over the building, right? And we were able to kind of take over the the pier or something like that on the side of the water and kind of make it look fly and put some activations, and everybody came, had a good time, goodie bags, all the good shit. And it's the first of its kind. Nobody's ever done anything since either, right? It's 2 years later and nobody's ever done something like that. So
I think someone got close this July 10th, right?
Yeah, maybe us again one time, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think that, that kind of took us to another level. We won the Clio Awards, where at the time, I don't think people understand that I didn't even know what the fuck a Clio Awards were, right? Like that was Stu. Stu went ahead and kind of threw us in there in the mix.
Shout out Stu. Shout out Michael Kaufman.
Right. So we didn't know what was going on. We was like, what the fuck is a Clio Award, right? And then when we was explained to us, yo, this is what this is, and you guys won an award for this. This was like a huge, then, you know, it became a huge deal for us, right? Because it's like, you know, us coming from the underground speakeasy world to now all of a sudden getting acknowledged, like, yo, you guys are representing cannabis in a fly way, basically. You know what I mean? That's what I took from that. You know, if anybody else took something different, please let me know.
It basically, the Clio is like the Oscars of marketing, but I think that collaboration it was bigger than us. I feel like for us, it helped us, you know, hit the mainstream. But I think for cannabis, you know, nationally, I think it took things to another level, because it's one thing for people to collaborate with you and like in the closet, like come whenever, but for the Van Gogh to partner with us publicly, sell tickets on Ticketmaster, it was just like it was just like an unapologetic partnership.
Exactly.
And you know, for us to go and sell it out twice, 2 days in a row. I think one day was like 1,000 people, another day was like 1,400 people. It was amazing. And one of those days was an all-white party. Like, who gets, you know, 1,000 people to come dressed fly and all white, like if you fucking in Miami or San Jose to a cannabis event. And because of that, the notoriety that we got for it, we came out in New York Times, Bloomberg, NASDAQ.
That was your man David over here with your all-white party, baby. He was on his Diddy shit. He wanted the cannabis Diddy party, my man.
We did it.
And I think that just helps show like what New York is about, which is, you know, being fly and taking it to another level with an experience, you know what I mean? And I think that was like when the world in New York saw like what's possible when it comes to experiences and events. When cannabis, like Ramon said before, we was like, you know, doing shit in 38th Street, doing shit on the low. Even when we did the first collaboration above board with the
steakhouse
with Bobby Vance, you know, it was like we publicized it, and then afterwards it got publicized, but it wasn't something that was as, you know, widely promoted as the Van Gogh. Correct. Proudly. And I think that was what moved the needle.
Even for us, right? It put us in a situation where, oh shit, now, you know, now we can kind of do these cannabis events on this type of level, right? Because it pushed us to the edge, right? Because you ask David, you know, me, David, you know, shout out to Vanessa and the crew, right? We went through this whole stress of putting this event together that's never been done. We're trying to be as compliant as we can. We're trying to like not be, we didn't want to go over the edge too much with it, right? Because we also was trying to consider our partners at the time, right? We got the Van Gogh people as our partners, so we was trying to make sure that, you know, their reputations was at stake as well, right? So it was a lot for us, right? For going to, you know, a 200 people event to 1,000 people event and with a museum of that stature, right? Because they go all over, you know, they go all over the world, right? It's not like they just go here. So for us, it was a big deal, and it was a lot of pressure, and the shit wasn't easy, but it was a fucking good time, and I think it just took, and it put cannabis on a level where it's like, okay, like it should just be like, I felt like it should just be normal, and it should be in every party, and it should just be like whatever, you know?
Agreed. To fast forward a little bit, because I know we could talk about events for a minute. Mm-hmm. Fill the people in. Where'd the monkey go?
Where'd the monkey go, man? I think the monkey's in our soul still. The monkey's in my heart. It walks with me. It talks with me. I smoke with it every once in a while. But as far as the monkey, we had to kind of upgrade, right? Not necessarily grow up or whatever the case may be, but the regulations has changed, right? And we wanted to, that's the whole thing, right? It's going legacy to legal, right? We wanted to transition. So since the regulations changed, we're like, okay, it's time to, let's redesign the shit, right? And let's make it clean. Let's make it, something where if we needed to put it in stores, we can put it in stores, and I don't know if Vlad got any sentiments towards it too.
Yeah, it's like you said, the monkey's always gonna be with us no matter where we go, but everything is always about evolution, and it was like we were evolving and the brand had to evolve with us because, now we're not just doing things in New York. We did an after party in Vegas. We plan on doing things, outside of New York, not New York alone. So we had to evolve and make the brand be, accepted and marketable, and and be able to expand anywhere we go in the world. And this is now why you see the HM like that, because now we cleaned it up, and now this is the next chapter of Happy Munkey. But the monkey ain't never go nowhere. We just growing up.
Yeah, that's how I feel, right? When we first so this is let's give perspective, right? When first Happy Munkey, 2017, I had just finished having a baby. Your baby was still young, right? David was mad young, right? David was in college, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, these are things that was happening. We were in our mid-30s, right? Now we're 40. I'm 41. You're about to turn 41. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be some sort of growth, right? I'm not saying that it's a complete change, because, yes, we have changed because regulations change, but we have to show some sort of growth, right? And whenever we ready to get funky, as you can see all the colors on the table, we could get funky. We waiting to get funky. We waiting for maybe the regs to change a little bit and let us do what we want to do, right? And get crazy with the colors, and maybe bring the monkey back on some sort of merch that we can, throw back or some shit like that. But I think for right now, and people have embraced it, so I think I'm good. I think the monkey's still there, but the monkey, it is what it is. I don't know. Maybe we do a cartoon with that dude or something.
Yeah, but it was good to see, that when we did the rebrand and we evolved, that the community and the culture really liked it and accepted it, because, kind of says New York without saying New York, which is what we always want to represent.
There you go.
Because once they see us, they already know it's the monkey, and now we're ready to enter this new chapter, because like Ramon said, we started this journey 2017, mid-30s, underground, consumption lounge. Now we're in a different chapter, and the monkey's at a different chapter.
That's it.
So talking about this different chapter, so like word on the street is you guys both won card licenses. Talk to the people about what that means, what that is. Congratulations. Let the people know.
All right. So yeah, I guess a year and some change ago, the state put out applications for conditional licenses for retail for people who are arrested or convicted. What was it? What's the whole?
It's for anybody that was a victim of the war on drugs. And so the requirements were that you had to have a cannabis conviction, you had to have 2 years of business or more where you own 10% of a business, and you had to also come from an environment and an area that was a high arrest area during the war on drugs. And me and Ramon checked all those boxes.
For sure.
And he received a license in Brooklyn. I received one in Manhattan. And following afterwards, there was a lawsuit that is still pending that some war veterans put in for discrimination, because they felt like they were discriminated against because we're victims of the drug war. They're victims of, actual war, and they felt like, they didn't get their just due, and it's kind of put things on pause. But word in the barbershop is that things hopefully will be resolved soon, and then me and Ramon will be able to move forward with our licenses.
Absolutely. You ready to ride?
Yeah. Who do you think's opening up first? What's that looking like?
We went. All right. So first, I guess let's share some deets, guys. And you guys, I don't know. I guess you guys cut it afterwards if y'all want. The whole point is that we both went for different boroughs because we knew that there was gonna be like a crazy amount of people going crazy for Manhattan, right? So everybody was gonna chase Manhattan. Everybody's gonna apply for Manhattan, and we thought, let's put Vlad in the race of Manhattan, right? Because there was a bigger chance. He's more notable, all this stuff, right? So I was like, I'm going to go for Brooklyn. And for me, I'm not saying that that's my, I'm New York to the day I die. So you put me in any part of New York, I'm going to love it because it's New York. So we said Brooklyn. Brooklyn is home, and let's go to Brooklyn. And we make team decisions here, right? So whenever there is a decision to be made, and that I think is important. You know, I'll come to the team. I'll come to Vlad and I tell him, yo, I know everybody was thinking, yo, let's all chase Manhattan, but I think let's kind of separate it a little bit, right? And if one doesn't go in, you know, let's maybe the second will go in, right? So that kind of it planned out. It kind of worked out that way, right? You know, I won the license, and then Vlad won the license. So it's more about now moving forward with, you know, these stages that I think people don't understand they got to go through, right? So now you gotta go get the blessings from the community board, right? You gotta go, you know, speak to all these different landlords that make it really, really difficult to get property, right? Because it's not very easy, right? It's people think that, you know, they see these. I think what it is that they see all these smoke shops open, and it looks very easy to just open up one of these smoke shops, right? Because they just open up or whatever. But what these people don't understand is that when they open up these smoke shops, when they, you know, paying the rent or writing in the lease, they're not putting cannabis, right? We're going for cannabis legally, so we're, you know, there's nothing to hide. We're like telling people, yo, we're gonna open up a cannabis. So it's hard for a landlord to go, oh well, shit, you know, no, I can't just let you open. It's not easy, you know. And then it's New York. Like, people think that it's, bro, like, you know what I mean? Maybe, you know, if you want to kind of cut in, it's not that easy, bro. Like,
no. It's extremely difficult. Like, you know, even me, myself, and us, we were caught off guard because so many other things go into play. Cannabis isn't federally legal. Some landlords have mortgages. Some don't. You gotta be 250 feet away from a house of worship. You gotta be 500 feet away from a school. Mm-hmm. You can't be 1,000 feet from another dispensary. So it's just very regulated and very limited. In a place like New York that's very condensed is definitely not for the faint of heart. But you know, when they say when you play with skills, good luck will happen. So either you're gonna see, you know, Ramon coming to a theater near you in Brooklyn in 2024, or Vlad coming soon to a theater near you in Manhattan. Either way, 2024 we're coming, so stay tuned.
That's it.
How you guys feeling about these smoke shops you guys were talking about?
Right. I guess Vlad, if you want to, because I know Vlad feels some sort of
way.
Yeah,
I feel some sort of way, and I'm going to tell you why. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm 1,000% with the legacy movement. You know, that's where we came from. We went legacy to legal. But the reality is that, you know, that's not who's operating 90% of these smoke shops. It was the same people that used to call the cops on me when I was trying to just get some money to feed my daughter selling cannabis. And now for them to just jump in and just capitalize off this opportunity and kind of leash and carpetbag off of the things that so many people died, went to jail for, and are still in jail now for, just doesn't feel great, you know, because that's not legacy. Those are opportunists. So I can't say that I'm a biggest fan of all the smoke shops.
Nah, I mean, I agree. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. You know, you got all these dudes opening shops, and, you know, and I guess, you know, this is new school, right? So I don't want to sound like the old school dude hating on what the new school dudes are doing, right? But this ain't the new school legacy, right? Because even the new school, I know the young dudes that's outside, you know what I mean? They still doing the old school shit. They still going to get their P's. They still coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like, they going to get it from growers.
And even
they going to get good stuff.
There's some like the legacy ones that are the trap shops. But it's like I said, it's like 10, 20% of them.
Yeah, very little.
80% is not them. You know what I mean?
Very little. It's kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying? And you don't know what you know, again, you know, it's weird.
But we skipped a lot, though, David, that has gone on the last 2 years.
Oh,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
I was actually about to touch on, like, you know, my man Vlad's been speaking all over the world, right?
Hold on, right?
Just some highlights, you know, we hit South by Southwest 2 years in a row. Mm-hmm. My man was out in Mexico.
He was.
Speaking internationally.
Did my first TED Talk in Spanish.
You gave the keynote speech at MJ Biz.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know, we supported our people in DR with Can of Red.
Yes.
And I know the biggest labor of love of the team was the Choose Happy Symposium
Absolutely.
And I also just spoke at Benzinga a couple of months ago. I was out there with my man Jordan out there in the Shy.
That's right.
Second year in a row.
That's right.
Second year in a row.
And he spoke for that. What was that charity that we went to LA for? The
LA College, what was it?
Yeah, it was like the jobs, the jobs organization or some shit like that.
Yeah, shout out to the homies over there. They did educational event where they had entrepreneurs come speak to the youth, to high school and college kids about, how you could change things around and do something positive.
Yeah, shout out to Mary Taylor. I ain't gonna lie, they did it up. They did the flight, the hotel. What shit was super fly. Let's be real. They did it up.
They really did it up, and they really did real positive stuff for the community. And then there's another two that are highlights for me. Somebody that dropped out of high school to speak at 2 Ivy League universities since the last time we've been here 2 years ago, to speak at Columbia and to speak at Yale,
That was big. That was big. And we just spoke, what was that shit? The yacht club or the what was it? The Harvard club?
That was Yale.
That was the Yale club? That's what it was? All right, same shit. There you go. That's crazy.
Now, how's that been feeling? 2 years ago, you were just kind of getting started. You were getting your legs wet with the podcast.
I was scared to death. I remember my first speaking gig. Ramon had to gas me and the whole team when I had to go speak with Leo and the Sheeta and actually
Brooklyn.
Downtown Brooklyn.
It all comes full circle because that's where we going, baby. Let's go.
Downtown Brooklyn at the courthouse, there was my first speaking event was like 3 years ago where I spoke with the Sheeta, Dawson, Leo Bridgewater, and I was scared to death and nervous.
Branson was there.
Shout out to the OG Branson, and it was like, I was nervous as hell. So from going to never speak in public before to all of this in 2 years, it's felt like, I'm definitely finding my voice on these bigger stages.
Speak it into existence. Where are you trying to speak next?
Next, I'm trying to speak in Germany, Spannabis, Colombia.
Yeah.
We really want to tap into the Latino culture globally. And, we don't do it for the clout. We do it for the culture. So I want to go and, and let them know that there's a, real Latin cannabis company here in New York that represents them in the capital of the world. So I'm definitely looking forward to speaking, more internationally, but especially in as many Spanish-speaking countries as possible.
Oh, for sure.
That's kind of crazy.
I also want to give some shine to Ramon. My man got on the stage a couple of times the last 2 years. He's
getting on the stage again soon.
Yeah. I'm going up to Albany and some shit.
And shout out to one of the newest members of our team, Vanessa.
Yeah, murdering. Yeah, she's killing.
Who got Ramon on stage for her event, Smoke Signals. So I just wanted to shout you out and maybe give some love to Vanessa while we can.
Absolutely. Actually, it was her, right? It was something called Smoke Signals, and it was kind of like an opportunity to kind of give people maybe a little insight on me, right? Because I don't get to talk much, and people kind of like wanted to hear some sort of story.
Back in your community too, in your hood where you grew up at.
Yeah, literally right there on 158 and Broadway, and right on the same block where Shice had his spot at. Just so people understand, you know what I mean? Like this ain't like a maybe, like we don't go back, maybe legacy. This is like for real. This is right up the block from where, right on the corner of Broadway. Shice was right up the block type shit, right? So it was right at Chelas. Shout out to Chelas. They let us do the Smoke Signals there. It was real cool. And it's a dope event because it's kind of like telling like some sort of weed story, right? It don't gotta be the granular story, but it could be any situation, right? Because for me, I kind of touched on a little bit of my past because I was there. And, my first times getting arrested was right around there. It's not like
and that's kind of our first time in general actually bringing it to the community uptown, if I'm not mistaken.
We brought it twice there because that was the kind of place that we did that we held the charity event for Canna Red, right, for the people in the Dominican Republic, right? Because even them, they're bringing awareness. So anybody that's bringing awareness in these type of countries, we want to help because we understand what it is to come from the ground up. And all they really need is some sort of awareness at this point, right? Yeah, but they need money and they need this and this and that. But to be honest, the reality is they just need a little bit of education. People just need a little bit, even the 101s, right? Even us, right, in the beginning, right? No matter how many conferences and all the stuff we went to, we needed to kind of refresh on 101, Cannabis 101, right? Because we just knew about weed. They're like, we know what I mean? Like, we know about pounds and shit like that. But what did we know about using the word cannabis, right? Like I was not using the word cannabis up until we were going to conferences and shit like that, right? So now we're like, again, we're in our 30s, we're in our 40s, we got to kind of evolve, right? So I'm like, But shit, yeah, we've been speaking. Even me, I've been jumping on stages. I've been like, trying to get the situation out there, right? Because now that's it. Like, this is like Happy Monkey do or die type of shit, right? So it's like, if we don't fucking do something, who's gonna have a path to there, right? Shout out to the Combuds and the Terps and all of them that kind of like, the Terp Bros and all of them that's kind of like putting it there. But we need more pathways for us, right? So, being on stages is kind of like my moment to kind of like be on my soapbox,
That's why it's so great coming back here for us to really, keep the community updated because, we feel like it's our duty. We learned so much during our journey. And like Ramon said, we had to go and learn the hard way by going all over the country to conferences, local conferences. So we feel like, you got to pass the game. Each one teach one. So it's only right that we come back and we give people the blueprint and give people the game.
Yeah, because I think most people, especially in the beginning, everybody kind of stuck to like one route, right? With us, we kind of like what was already doing something, and then we kind of like made a brand and started breaking, like octopus style. Like, okay, this is actually happening. Because first of all, we didn't know there was a legal anything, right? We didn't know there was legal. There was people getting even together in a room talking about legal opportunities, right? So when we got in the room, we're like, okay, these things are happening. It's time to fucking advocate. We didn't know there's no hood dudes with brands in these rooms, right? So it's time to kind of advocate a little bit, right? So we started doing that, right? You started speaking more. David got us all involved in anything that was kind of like, we needed a movement. David moved us that way, right? We were able to kind of like, and with the events, right, which kind of like did us real good, right, because we were able to kind of have a hub for all these different people, right, the activists, the money guys, the weed guys, like all these people that are, the marketers, the musicians, everybody. We were able to put all these people in the room, and that's what got us here, right, because we were able to put all these people in one room and it have some sort of dope energy and some sort of synergy, and shit, we here now.
Exactly, and so much has happened in the last 2 years. I think we've grown so much. I think the market's grown so much. Like, for
crazy.
2 years ago, I think there was probably like there was no stores. I think
there was no stores. There was no legal weed. Shit is now. There's different. Now there's
like 30 legal stores,
mm-hmm.
and there is like a bunch of lounges. There's a bunch of
absolutely
4,000, trap shops, and so much has happened. And then like us, like we didn't get to mention earlier. After that, we did the Classic Car Club, our next anniversary, which is another groundbreaking collaboration. Classic Car Club is an elite, club on the West Side. We also did a True Happy Symposium this last 4/18 where, like I said, me and Ramon and the team learned so much from these conferences. And unfortunately, we know that a lot of our people get priced out because these things can cost anywhere from $500 to $1,200 a ticket. So we felt like it was our duty to try to do something and bring it to the community and make sure that they got access to it. So on 4/18, we partnered with Community Board Night and Columbia University. We used one of their venues on 125th, and we had opening statements by Congressman Espaillat. We had Mark Levine, the Manhattan Borough President. We had the local councilman, Sean Abreu. We also had a doctor that explained the endocannabinoid, Dr. Knox.
Dr. Rachel Knox.
And that was really groundbreaking. And we also had, for the first time, translation services because we also know that there's a big language barrier for people that don't speak English in a place where there's so many Spanish-speaking people and they don't get access to the information. And we brought all that for free to them right in their community. And I think that was a big deal where we showed, it's possible without having to hit people over the head for $1,000 a ticket.
And I think we don't talk how hard it is to produce these type of events, David. You know what I mean? And I kind of want to shoot at you a little bit because we be in the box a little bit when it's time to kind of produce these events, right? And people don't understand how hard it is to convince establishments like Columbia University, first of all, right? That we're not gonna go up in there in that building and smoke it up and have the space catted up in there and whatever, the cloud cat and shit, and go wild and start smoking with Puffington and everybody, and because people see those parties, but we got to convince these people that we're not going to do that, right? We also got to convince our own community board, right? Our own community, no matter what it is, you got to tell these people as well, like, yo, we ain't going to have a smoke party as well, right? People don't understand how difficult it is to do all these things and schedule with these buildings, right? Because it's now all these things, and then secure some sort of funding for this, right? Because it's not cheap and it costs, right? So, and then our intentions is always to kind of do some free shit, right? Because we always do. It's always some free shit. People really like it goes over their heads. We do a lot of events. And most things we try to give out for free, right? Some people support. You got some sponsors. So we make sure that a lot of things go out for free. So we were able to do these things, right? Because we sacrifice these things. And we sacrifice criticism. We sacrifice, time, efforts, and patience. And, Vanessa going through it with, it's a lot. And people don't understand how tough it is to produce these new groundbreaking events and kind of give it to you for free, you know what I mean? And then make it look fly and make it look presentable, and it shit is no joke. And David, I don't know if you would have cut it too, because I know you was there with these frustrations. You know what I mean? It's real. And then our community, right? And unfortunately, our community uptown it's a little bit backed up as far as education, right? So the youth knows what's up. The youth knows what's up. The one thing I love is that the youth knows what's up. You know what I'm saying? When I say the youth, I mean anything at 21 and overs. The 21 and overs know what's popping, right? These are smart individuals. I'm fucking with them. Everybody knows what's up. But the old school folks still need to know what's going on. They still don't know, right? They still don't know the 101s. They still don't understand that that's it. It's actually legal. It's medical. You could talk to a doctor about it. You can literally go to your doctor right now, and it can be an option. He won't give you the option, but if you mention it to him and you tell him your symptoms, he's probably gonna tell you, "Yo, go ahead, go smoke." So it's like right now, it's a conversation that's happening normally with us in the English world, but let's bring it here now in the Spanish world.
And after going through these things that Ramon said, we understand why it's so hard to change things in our communities. Absolutely. Because if you're not somebody like us that cares so much and is so passionate about bringing these things, you're probably not going to go through the trials and tribulations to do these things. But that's why we felt like we had to be the ones to do it, and we have to go through it, because that's the only way things change. Like, even on the fun tip, people don't understand that we're always educating. Another thing that's happened in the last 2 years, we had 2 710 events. One of them was at Gogh Green, and people don't understand that before we started doing these 710 events, shout out to David again, a lot of people in the East Coast didn't know about concentrates. There wasn't really a public dab scene. We did a lot of education from the lounge to our 710 events at Gogh Green, where we really educated people on this stuff.
Yeah, I hope people understand. It's not like a big gimmick. We're not like somebody from the 710 world is not sending us a check. Like, there's no, you know what I mean? Like, there's no mythical 710 community that sends us a check like, yo, promote 710, right? Like, this is just something like, right, nobody's doing it. We could do it. Why not? We know about, David been on concentrates since forever. That's his thing. Why not? Let's do it, right? That was really what it is, right? The same way people like to promote 420, let's start promoting our holidays. There is holidays throughout the year, right? That are mythical holidays throughout the year. The Green Wednesdays, all these things, right? So why not? Why not promote these things instead of these normal ass holidays, right?
And now, during that process, another 2 things that happened was we did that one at the Gogh Green, another groundbreaking thing. Nobody was ever using these kind of venues, because I barely even knew about this venue, Shout out to, the McKittrick Hotel and everybody that let us rock over there. Also, we just did something with the Museum of Sex on this 710 on crazy. 5th Avenue. Got 1,000 people to come out on a Monday. And it's just like, that has been the double-edged sword that we've used. We used cool, amazing experiences to educate and elevate the culture in the community.
Yeah, man. And And I mean, we want another Cleo. Let's be real. Like, you know, we involved. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we here to like normalize weed at the end of the day, right? It's not that shit. You know, if you went to our 710 event, you know that it was just a dope fly event to go to. It wasn't like this whole, yo, come see us, Happy Munkey. No, nigga, this shit was just like, come to 710, you go have a good time. People had a great time. And, you know, now people want to do, and I'm sure people now want to collaborate with different establishments now. And even different establishments are now reaching out with other people. So again, you know, I'm happy to, you know, break open doors and break open shit like that. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, that's what at this point, that's what we known for, right? Like trying to kind of like do different events with different establishments and different, you know, collaborations. You know, shit. Hopefully we get the Super Munchie collaboration now. You know what I mean? And fucking somebody want to do something with us there. I don't know, anywhere. Fucking again, that's the whole shit. You know, being able to like do new stuff.
And then what it does is, it's like, that's how I always tell people that we're advocates by example, because one of the biggest things that was happening before us is like the hood and the culture were having their events in the sessions.
Yeah.
The corporate and the more upper class, they were having their events in their own in their own silo, and we brought them all together. And I think one of the most significant things that we've done is bringing all that together, and never in the last 6 years has there been an argument or a fight in any of our events. And by example, we're showing that not only can we go to these amazing venues, do these amazing collaborations, but we can bring the hood, bring the culture, bring the politicians, the doctors, the lawyer together in peace, love, and happiness. And that's not what people thought would happen. And we're not talking about it, we're just showing you that it's possible. And I think that has been infectious, and now that's why I think New York is going to be the cannabis hospitality center of the world, because of these examples that we've shown.
1,000%. And I feel like just building off that idea of how we kind of bring culture together, you know, it's the 50th year of hip hop, you know, we're here in December, just got to talk about it for this last month, and well, you know, and beyond that too, but just wanted to talk about in these last 2 years, ways that Happy Monkeys interacted with hip-hop. You know, we were in Soul House twice this year, once with the Soul Assassins, once with Griselda and the West Side Gun Gang.
All right, I got to interview shout out to West Side Gun, man.
Oh, that's right. That's another one. That was huge.
From Buffalo, man, official.
Yeah, just wanted to like hear you guys feel about that. We had Fab Freddy at the Choose Happy Symposium.
Oh yeah,
you guys have been brushing like shoulders with these like hip-hop legends, you know, and how do you feel about that and it being the 50th year of hip-hop?
Yo, so all right, so I know you just mentioned them, but I just want to mention this one, right? Because this was one of our funniest, I think this is one of our funniest moments in the last 2 years, right? So we was in Vegas. Remember, we was in Vegas, I think it was like 2 years ago. Remember, I haven't been to Vegas with y'all for a minute, right? We was hanging out with Busy B, my man Mo, and True. Right, and we were I forgot what casino we was in, and we was walking through talking shit, blah 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 blah, and we bump into Flavor Flav. Oh my God, he is definitely who he is. However you see him on TV, he's like that in real life, right? So that was the most funniest shit, the funniest interaction ever. Remember that shit, David?
It was crazy.
So it's just like, I think being able for us to kind of, I guess I bring it back to, I'm glad that you kind of put yourself on these stages and we put ourselves out there, right? Because then we get to do now rub shoulders, because we was rubbing shoulders with a lot of these folks on the back end on the speakeasy style, but now we kind of like publicly get to like talk our shit now with these folks and, you know, have a good time, right? So it's like funny to have these interactions with, you know, legends like Flavor Flav, you know, you being able to kind of like David, you know, make this collaborations with Soul Assassins. They not just somebody that came out of hip hop yesterday, you know what I mean? These are people that have been in the game for 30 years. Like that's consistency. You know what I'm saying? That's hard to do in anything, in any business, right?
Shout out M1 and Dead Press.
Shout out to M1 and Dead Press, right?
To get on for them to get on stage with me in South by Southwest. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they're people that I looked up to, you know, revolutionaries.
Hell yeah.
Then I also, if you remember, I also got to speak and be on stage in a panel with Raekwon from Wu-Tang.
Yo.
You know what I mean? And the truth is that I'm going to use this Raekwon as an example, but all of them, especially being the 50 years of hip hop, the truth is that me and Ramon, me growing up in Harlem, Ramon growing up in the Heights, like, I know hip hop played such a major role in who I am today. Like I told Raekwon that day, like I was telling him, like, shout out to incarcerated Scarfaces. We can trade places getting lifted in the staircases. And what I told them was, when I was in the streets, hustling out there, like, their music like helped us get by. You know what I mean? When we really didn't have a lot of hope and a lot of options. And I think that
shit was theme music, nigga. That shit was theme music.
That's why, like, everything coming full circle right now, like you said, David, it makes sense, and it's an honor for me to be amongst these legends in hip hop, because I think they played a major role in who I am and everybody part of the team and the whole movement, because they, we born and raised in New York, and like hip hop is ingrained in the culture of New York. That's where it was born at, so it's ingrained in us, and it's played a lot of role in everything we've done in the entire culture of New York. So for us to be able to, incorporate it with what we're doing, has been an honor.
100%. And shout out Johnny Nunez too. If we're talking hip hop.
Shout out to Maldito Loco. That's the homie right there, man. Shout out to Johnny Nunez. And and shout out to, and there's another thing, right? Because people don't understand, in the background, Vlad, me, we've always been a part of basically Latin hip hop as well, right? On the low, right? Because we was basically around all these Latin artists that are from New York, from our neighborhoods. They come from our blocks, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to our partner Jay, Fight Club. He also, played a major role in the Latin reggaeton scene and trap and all that good stuff.
So, we were always kind of able to rub shoulders with all the big dogs, Shout out to the Tegos, shout out to, shout out to Reason, all these producers and different people. Like, we were blessed to kind of like already have this, right? So we were able to kind of just have people come hang out with us, the Tali Macias, the Litos, the, all these different folks that, kind of like changed the sound of how Latin hip hop sounds today, right? So now you got the Bad Bunnies and all these people, because these folks came out with a sound, and now they took it to a whole different level, right?
When you think about it, it's a mix of what we both been around, because through our partner Jay, I got to be around Zion, Arcángel, De La Ghetto, Tego, and then you said about, Messia, Lito, Tally, and when you think about it, with the Bad Bunnies and the new version, is a blend of both of them.
It's a blend of everything, right? It's fucking crazy, and we involved, bro. We we just happen to be involved.
It's been a wild 2 years. And before we kind of jump off the 2 year subject, I've got to talk about it because, we're Happy Munkey here. Let's talk about some munchies.
Oh, okay.
I love me some munchies.
All right, so can we let's shout out to the survival munchies first, though. How about that? When I say that, COVID, you know what I mean? Where people, the people that was holding us down like during COVID, right? What stands out? What's like the first restaurant or food that we ate?
The first thing that stands out to me is the halal truck on 53rd. They
was
held
open.
it down.
They didn't give a fuck. They was open the whole time, right? They didn't give two shits.
Shout out to halal guys.
And the line was crazy. The line, I guess the only place that was open and that had food, they was there, bro. Fuck it, bro. Halal was open.
Shout out La Valca uptown.
La Valca
on the high side, they held it down.
On the uptown side, 163rd on the uptown side.
And if I'm not mistaken, on the downtown side, also Blue Ribbon held it down too.
Oh, downtown, all the way downtown.
Yeah, I think they held it down too. I think they were still open during that time too.
That shit was wild.
Cabela's for sure.
Cabela's was rocking in the meat packing on 14th.
That's crazy. They was holding it down though. We held. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to them. They was holding it down.
There wasn't a lot of options, but they was holding it down.
They was holding it down for us.
I mean, now we've upgraded though. We're not, shout out the Weekend Warriors, but we're not there anymore. We've upgraded our digs a little bit.
Yeah, man. Like I said, everything, you gotta evolve, and we evolved. Like you said earlier, the brand has evolved. You see the image has evolved, and now we back with the podcast. The podcast has to evolve,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit. I think it's just been different because we've been getting on other people's stages, and I think this is kind of like our moment to kind of like give people like an insight, to what actually be happening, right? Because I think people only see when we come outside now, right? When we do an event, when we got some sort of announcement, when Vlad is about to have a speaking engagement. That's all they kind of see from us, right? So now it's kind of like, yo, what they been up to? Damn, why they not doing this? Why they not doing that? Right? Because I do get a lot of that. Right? I do get, yo, why you not doing 1 billion events? Well, I was like, you know, the reality is that I'm going after a store. I can't do a lot. I could go more into that, but we've been preparing to just do that. You know what I mean? So I can't do 1 billion speakeasy events. That's over. You know what I mean? That was over before COVID type of shit. So imagine now, you know what I mean? We supposed to go into speakeasies now.
Well, just shout out to our longest running content we drop at all, Wake and Bakes.
The Wake and Bake has been the most consistent content in the game.
Yo, shout out to the Wake and Bake. Yo, shout out to everybody who be up in the morning. People be up in the morning.
Everywhere I go in the world, people think I'm you. They're like, yo, I saw you this morning.
Yeah, I don't care. At this point, I let people say, yo, Vlad. I'll be like, yo, it's Ramon. But it don't matter. At this point, I just be up every morning. And it's a fucking ball, right? Because sometimes, I wake up and I just show people whatever I'm smoking or whatever, but people have a lot to say. So I give them a platform to say they shit.
You can ask my man Jordan, because sometimes you don't know the impact. And we were in South by Southwest, and there was a Happy Munkey member follower out there that was explaining to us how she's gone through some hard times. She lost her husband and went through some really, really tough times. And she was like, you know, watching Ramon and the Wake and Bake every day, smoking with him got me through these tough times. Hearing you guys on the podcast got me through some tough times. And, you know, sometimes we don't know how we impacting people, but we are, you know what I mean? Because people see that, you know, we always come with positive energy and people need that.
Yeah, man. You know, one of the things we've spoke about in these last 2 years, right, is the definition of like what's the different parts and the different definitions of legacy, right? And one of them is pain, right? And I think one of the reasons that I came up and I created with a brand that had happiness in it was because I didn't want people to go through the same pain that we went through. Because you know, you're a very strong young man, bro, and niggas don't know how much you've really actually been through, and that's not what you want people to go through as well. So you kind of like convey this very happy and positive person, and that's what you want. That you are that. That's what you are, and you want people to feel that way as well. So that's what you always do, right? And it's what I get off you and what I get off David and what we wanted to project as far as a brand. We didn't want to project this tough, you know, legacy, you know, in your face, gangsta, you know, shit, because it's like, you know, we kind of lived through that. We did that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like I lived through that. We lived through this.
We got nothing to
daily.
prove with that
There's
aspect.
nothing, on that aspect. Like, you know, I got, you know, blood brothers that just came home from doing 14 last year. Like, this is what we actually lived. So it's not something that I want to have in the future, right? We got daughters, you know, David is the future for us. You know, these are things that we don't want them to be, right? So why would I, you know, have a brand that projects this toughness, gangster shit, where that's not where I'm going, that's not the path I'm trying to go, you know?
And it's easy, you know, to go through these things. You know, I've been in jail, been through a lot of trials and tribulations, and to come project negative and the victim culture is just like, no, like, you know, we want to show that you can come out of these situations, be successful, be happy, be positive, and turn negatives into positives. And I think that's what we've done.
Yeah, man.
And then even I want to touch into this, right, David? Because, like, I think I've grown a lot personally in the last 2 years. Like, you know, went from, you know, us just managing events to being a CEO of a more buttoned up company and having to be in the office all the time. Personally,
Don't forget about those meatless Mondays.
shots fired. You know, personally, you know, caring about my health more. And also, you know, the journey, right? Like, I remember, you know, 2 years ago for my birthday, I went to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil by myself.
Yeah,
First time I ever been anywhere by myself. You know what I mean? And I think that helped me grow as a person. You know what I mean? Because I remember, I don't know if you remember, I went out there and I lost my phone at the airport at JFK. And I had to make a choice to either get off the flight to get another phone and cancel the flight and cancel the trip, or to leave without a phone. And I left without a phone.
There you go.
And, that was like a tough decision, but I feel like it made me grow as a person because y'all know I'm a man of the people. And I went there, I didn't know anybody. By the time I left in a week, I knew everybody. I had a whole team of people over there preaching Happy Munkey. And it just like, just different things like that I've been through in the last 2 years, that, it's helped me grow as a person. I'm in a relationship now and et cetera, all different things that, we grow. Because like Ramon said, we started this journey 6-7 years ago. I was 34 years old, just had a 2-3-year-old daughter. And now I'm 40 years old and, I'm in an office every day and, the conversations are different, brainstorming. And, I think that as the brand has evolved, the logo has evolved, I think I've evolved as a person and we've evolved as people.
Yeah, and just like, we got, the responsibilities has changed, things are different. We don't, we can't live that, because I think what it is people only know us as a brand, right? So I can't really, we can only speak as how we've been as Happy Munkey. But what people don't know is that we were living a little bit wild, right, my G? Let's keep it 100, right?
Not a little bit. I think you sugarcoated it. It was a little. We're living a lot of wild.
It was living a lot of wild. Like it was like, bro, like we waking up whatever time we want, going to other states, doing a bunch of other shit that it was crazy. Even in the beginning of Happy Munkey, people don't know, you know what I mean? Like it was like real. Like we took the risk that nobody that everybody's taking now, but we did that shit 6 years ago. You know what I mean? Like it was a different type of vibe. You know what I mean?
You were able to go to jail.
Yeah, you was going to jail, and we knew. And then on top of that, right? Because people say they legacy, right? But we were legacy with the real wolves, right? So if you got some sort of operation going where all the wolves know that, oh, these dudes got an operation there and ain't nothing happening, just understand, like, we ain't come outside yesterday, right? So it's because, we know real wolves outside, right? So it's like, again, people like to kind of like question things, but it's like, we growing up, I'm not outside for that anymore. My daughter needs to see what the brand is now. I don't care that now we smoking and we growing and we trying to get into offices to build stores that we want to build. Maybe a lot later down the line, things change. We do the consumption lounges or some shit like that, right? Because we want to make sure that I would love to break barriers with that as well in the legal world, right? When the time comes, right? But again, baby steps. And we got an opportunity to open stores, so we're chasing that opportunity. We're chasing that dream, you know what I mean? And, and first we got to provide for us you got to fill our cups, and then, we give y'all water. Like we always do.
And the truth is that, we've always known, like Ramon just mentioned, that, everything we doing is bigger than ourselves. And I think that's what helps us stay grounded and it helps us stay on the course to keep on evolving and moving forward. Like I mentioned earlier, so many people, if I started with 100 people in the legacy, there's only, I'm one of the 10 left. So that means that so many people died, so many people got deported, and so many people are in jail. And every time we hit a milestone, I get calls and I get DMs from all the OG legacy people throughout the East Coast and throughout the country, because we are showing them that it's possible, because people only can believe when they have examples and they have people that they knew that were in the circumstances they are, and watch them break through these ceilings and break through these glass doors gives people the confidence to do it also. So I think that's something that keeps me going every day, is knowing that it's bigger than me and it's bigger than us, and that there's people looking at us as to be an inspiration and to show what's possible. And I think that keeps me centered and helps us see that, it's bigger than us.
I love it. And I love the transition and just being able to watch the whole movement grow, myself grow within the movement, watching you guys grow. It's been, just honored to be here on this like rebooting of the podcast and just seeing where we're going next. So, to kind of like wind it down a little bit.
We went left. We forgot about the munchies.
No, honestly, this is perfect. Just to wind it down a little bit. We always say we're like that nexus between cannabis and culture, right? So I want to know, on the culture side, what's exciting you? What are you listening to? What's something that you want to tell somebody about? And then on the cannabis side, what's exciting you there? What are you smoking on? what's something cool you've seen, a farm you've been to, something, but just give
well, on the weed side, right, I want to address this, right, because, you know, we I guess we're in our 40s now, right, so we're a little bit, I guess, on the old school side, right, and people, I know our old school cohorts, they like certain weed, right, they like, you know, take me back to the haze and the sours and all this stuff, right, but for me, to be honest, I love the evolution of weed as what happened now, of what we got today. I love that I got a menu, no matter who I go to, no matter what weed man got it, whether it's legal, illegal, or no matter who, they got a menu for me, right? So now it's like, oh shit, I know what I taste, I know what I want to taste, I know what I want to smell, whatever it is, right? Like I could kind of pick all these different like strains, because before you was kind of stuck to whatever strain it is and you got to smoke that all day. Now I could be selfish. I could be like, no, I want something that tastes like haze in the daytime, and then I want something that tastes like a gelato or something in the nighttime. I love that we got all this different type of shit. I love it. I love all the options. I don't give a fuck. I love it all. I know it done changed the game a lot. I know everybody now got weed. I know that the game done changed, everybody. I get it. But I love that we got all this shit. You know what I mean? I love it.
For me, to answer your question, David, like on the music culture side, I feel like my man J. Cole is tearing everybody and everything down right now. I'm really fucking with his energy because I feel like he's keeping the bars alive, and that, you know, that boom bap bars alive in certain aspects, and I'm fucking with him. And then like as far as like Ramon said, what got the streets on fire right now that I like smoking and what's burning down the streets right now in New York is that Sprinkles.
Oh yeah,
that shit is rocking right now. You know what I mean?
Shit.
That's what
that's a big cosign.
That's the new
Sprinkles right now.
Shit, they better send us like a half a piece.
I'm just trying to say that. I'm just trying to say like Ramon said, you got to respect the evolution, and you got to respect the brands that's rocking.
What's the brands that's rocking?
And as far as like the culture and the streets, that's what's rocking. You know what I mean?
Talk to me. What, for the people who don't know, who've not been able to get their hands on some Sprinkles, just hearing about it, what is Sprinkles?
Sprinkles is like one of the top, I would say, legacy, like high grade legacy brands that's out there, and you know, it's like mostly all candy. And the streets is fucking with it hard.
It smells like candy, right? So that's what people call so now we ain't calling it gelatos no more. We call it the candies, right? So now it's like whatever smells like bubble gum or anything sweet like that is a candy. So that's the Sprinkles.
I don't hate or participate. Like you gotta respect the game.
Yeah, whatever's
like,
popping
I'm
is
old
popping.
school. I love my haze, my sour, my GG, but you gotta respect that the game is evolving.
Yeah, the game didn't change. Niggas want to smoke what they want to smoke.
That's a fact. All right, so now to kind of like our last segment of the night, I want to play some voicemails from our Happy Munkey Hotline. I don't know if you remember this, but back in the day, we used to start off with some voicemails. So I ended up finding some. The hotline is still active. You know, we're going to have this posted on the YouTube and probably in the comments for the podcast, but I'm going to play you guys a voicemail. Just let me hear what you think, and I'm going to do 2 of them. So
all right,
here's the first one.
Happy Munkey, que lo que? Yo, my nigga, I'm so high right now, bro. Like, I can't even work, bro. Like, I'm just stupid high. I can't even work. Like, I'm just high. I'm just going to tell y'all niggas that I'm stupid high. I'm just stupid high. Una nota, I'm bien high.
I like the Spanglish.
Shout out to my man, get that nota.
I like the Spanglish, but first of all, people, don't get too high that you can't go to work. Go to work and then get high.
Of course. No, that's one of my favorite ones, just because the Spanglish at the end.
The Spanglish.
Hey, what's going on, Happy Munkey people? This is Scotty Bags.
Scotty Bags.
Tip smoking today. So as you're smoking your blunt or joint, or as you're smoking, you're puffing. Before you fill up your lungs, leave a little space, because as you're puffing, you're getting the cherry on the tip of that joint or blunt red hot. And as you let go to pass it, that big cloud of smoke that comes off the joint or blunt is actually the best part of the weed, because it's at the hottest. You have that cherry burning. So leave a little space, turn that joint around, and capture that cloud of smoke that comes off that tip before you pass it. That's the best hot tip of the day. Thank you. Have a good day.
Man, Scotty
Shout
Bags.
out to Scotty Bags, man. You know, day one Happy Munkey follower, always been supporting us. Shout out to him, man. Thank you for leaving us that message.
That was some super stoner shit to say, right? Like, Scotty Bags is wild, though. But shout out to Scotty Bags, man. Word up. That's funny. We had all type of characters. Look into that, right? That Scotty Bags was like completely different from whoever that Spanglish character was, right? That shit was crazy.
That was a testament. We had all types of people calling in. I'm excited to see when now this is back up, who's going to call in next.
Oh, man.
And now you got the option. I think you said that you're going to be able to either to call in or to go to the website, happymonkey.com, and leave them some comments there too, right?
For sure. If you go to the Contact Us page, you can definitely leave a comment there.
Yeah, leave us all types of comments, man. Whatever, man. Even suggestions, right? We want to hear suggestions. We want to hear what you want to see. You know what I mean? You want to fucking, I don't know. You want Happy Munkey lighters? Fucking tell me that, right? Whatever you want, man. Let me know, man. We take it all, man. What you want to talk about on the Happy Wake and Bake or whatever, man. If you guys want a certain time for the Wake and Bake, I'll start coming on every fucking 10 o'clock or something. I don't know. Let's do it.
See, that's what it is. I think that, that's why it's so important for y'all to leave these messages and leave these comments, because I think that one of the things that helps us be successful is that we understand that part of the reason that we've been able to get to where we've gotten to and have the influence that we have is that we understand that without the people in the community, it's not possible. What got me to understand and learn as much as I have is being able to be around all these different type of people, from the Scotty Bags to the doctors to the lawyers to the hood to the every single kind of person has played a role in the brand learning and me learning, and we need that information to keep coming because that's what makes us. Without that, that's the whole culture right there.
Yeah.
No, it's perfect. And on that note, talk to the people. We're closing up the podcast episode. Yeah, man. How you guys feeling about this first episode back? Anything you want to leave the people with?
Well, me, man, I'm just really happy. Like I said, everybody knows here and everybody out there knows I'm a man of the people. I'm really happy to be able to talk to the people because, like I said, been stuck in an office and not being able to be around the people hasn't been easy for me. And I'm really happy to be here sharing my thoughts, to hear your thoughts, and to really connect with the whole community again. And we're honored to still be able to touch the community, and we want to open the door and make sure that y'all can still touch and talk to us whenever. And really looking forward to really bringing y'all some real jewels, real guests, and real information in the near future in the next episodes.
Yeah, that was good money. I think there's been a gap, right, between what we've been doing and how we've been able to convey some sort of message to, I guess, what we would consider like the people type of shit, right? But in growth, right, it takes some sort of isolation, right? Because you're kind of growing and you're having some sort of metamorphosis type of shit, right? You know what I mean? Like the fucking caterpillar turning into the butterfly, right? You got to do it on your own, right? So we've had a moment in the last 2 years where it's just been kind of us, right? And even every once in a while when we do we do poke our heads out, we do a dope event for the people, come back in, focus type of shit. I think now is that, this little next couple months is the kind of the opportunity to kind of be able to touch again to the folks, even though we're not doing a bunch of events, but I guess this is the opportunity to do it now, or at least to address certain things. I think this is going to be a moment now where we can kind of address the hard conversations as well. Now, I think let's start touching into that, and whatever it is, right? Maybe people are questioning our growth, right? Because we've had that, right? People have questioned our growth. People have questioned our why are we not always in the mix? Why are we not in every culture event? Why are we not in this? Why are we not in that? Right? Why have we been so picky to how we've been collaborating with other events as well? Right? We haven't. The reality is, there's a lot of things, right? It's a lot of reasons. It's not just one. It's a lot, right? So I think this is the opportunity to kind of like address a lot of those reasons and kind of like let people know, because we do care and we do want people to understand that there's a growth process happening with us. And when we make it there, then yeah, we're strong enough to kind of reach out to other folks, right? And I think this is the opportunity to do that.
Where can the people find you?
Go to happymunkey.com to check out all things Happy Munkey. Go to Happy Munkey with a U on all social medias to tap in. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, you're too blessed to be stressed. Things will get greater later. Just always choose happy.